All right. So we are here for session, is it 56?
56.
Descent into Fernia. Yep, 56. So who would like to give a recap?
We had to do a breaching action into the lower floor, the second floor below the floor where we freed Melodia. And we almost died.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure most of the session was just combat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's little candle guys hanging on the ceiling, I remember.
Oh, we did fight. We first fought so we started by fighting.
Oh, the Guardian.
Guardian.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It came through the doors. We ended up killing it.
And trapping some of it in the bag of holding, I believe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Which was a brilliant idea. That was
yeah, that was that. Bravo.
Yeah.
We learned that, and then we went down and then killed a bunch of Zorn, I think. And yeah, we learned that they're trying to develop. They're like, we witnessed there's some brutal like the aftermath of some brutal experiments. We learned that they're trying to make soul coins from people. They're trying to learn how to develop that technology. And that was presumably what they were using Melodia for. I don't remember if there's like something about something special about Melodia that
they were trying to, and then they realized they couldn't, but then they realized I can summon Patone, and they just were feasting on his bones essentially and watching me suffer every time they had to summon him in. So it was more for, I'm assuming, nourishment at that point. They realized they couldn't get soul coins out of me.
Yes,
Yeah.
which Hawk obviously killed in the first session to reinforce that
Yes.
trauma.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a game without reoccurring body horror. Yeah, so I think we are in the room. Yeah, we got beat up pretty badly. And we're now in this room with this giant contraption. I don't remember what it was.
I don't think we figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Or if we did, I forgot.
So I think Ewan's character, either Ewan or the branded one, was able to discern that the machine in the room is some kind of weapon.
Oh yeah, you sort of like
and
a Iron Man like chest beam cannon type thing.
Yeah, it's a repulsor blaster. And then also, just as a reminder, there are some things that you guys found. You found a liquid that looks kind of like molten iron, and or some kind of liquefied iron. You also found a belt of hill giant strength and a pick, I want to say, with a dragon
Frost
shard attached to it, similar to the one that Ewan carries.
But we only found the one belt of giant strength, right? The one that went to Ewan from the first floor.
Yes. I think that's all. Let me just double check if that's all the stuff that. Oh shit.
Right.
Yeah, so you found the dragon shard, the belt, the potion.
Brand has no use for like a weapon crystal, so the rest of you can decide. I don't think Ewan needs it either.
And I'm sorry,
mostly punches.
What are the dragon shards?
So dragon shards are a type of gemstone unique to Eberron. And essentially there's three kinds of dragon shards. There's Eberron dragon shards, Kyber dragon shards, and Sybaris dragon shards. And they each resonate with certain types of magic that they have affinities for. So Kyber dragon shards are typically the kinds that are used in binding of elementals, and those kinds of things. Eberron dragon shards are typically have affinities with more elemental type magic. I want to say, and Sybaris dragon shards typically enhance the effects of dragon mark powers,
Okay.
and have associations with the different dragon marked houses. So the dragon shard that you guys found is kind of like my way of, you put it on a non-magical weapon and it becomes a magical weapon. So you're not forced to use the weapon if it's not one that is appealing.
Okay.
So with that item, it gives a bit of flexibility. But
Okay.
so you guys are currently still in the chest area, you would assume, of this Warforged Colossus. You did do a really good job storming in, especially with Kurt, with that sickening radiant spell that really did not expect that one. Even though I have access to your character sheet and know you can cast it. So oh, here's Tony.
Or Zarius.
Finally get the Rugrats bed.
Yep.
You get new headphones?
My
Those
old
old
one's
ones were
broke.
broken.
Oh,
They're
From
falling
the
off his
game
head.
last on Friday.
oh.
These are just the wife's.
So yeah, as I was saying, you guys are in the chest of the Warforged Colossus. You know that further down there is another creature, probably the Elder, and you also know that there are other creatures that still remain that were described by Melodia, creatures that are kind of they're six-legged and they're scaled creatures, and that's all that you know about those. And the Peck and the Zorn that you encountered in here were willing to sacrifice themselves to try and keep their elder safe. So in order to fully clear out the Warforged Colossus, which you guys know is somehow tied to this prophecy, and you're tied to your freeing of Jayla Duran. So you need to go down in order to further clear it, but you guys are also fairly stressed in terms of your resources and health. So how do you want to proceed?
I mean,
Right, and this is where I was saying, like, we got our penance stair boons, and I just forgot what mine actually did. So I am out of spells other than cantrips, at least I think. But with my penance stair boon, I can generate sorcery points at the cost of vitality points. So but only in reaction to taking damage. So I'd have to like go down and get hit to get spell slots. Or spend my, I do have some sorcery points, so I could spend those to get some spell slots.
not that it's saying much, but I'm also out of spell slots, so not nearly as much of a spellcaster as you are, but I am out as well.
I have 2 first level spell slots that I'm
Yeah.
conserving for shield.
You know, it's funny you guys mentioned that because Blade is also on a spell slots.
I got none. Yeah.
I mean, health wise, I'm pretty good. Pantone is okay. I mean, but mostly I would just be shooting. So I mean, I guess that's up to everyone else, but not that my spells would be doing that much anyways.
Blade would need a short rest at least.
We're out of short rest.
Yeah, I think we're out of short rest.
Yeah.
All right, Blade is rocking a solid 14 hit points. So any hit,
Right. I can cast close wounds. So if you have hit dice, you could spend them.
I do have hit dice. I've got lots of hit dice, just no opportunities, you know. So that would be good.
So I will do that.
All right, I'm gonna spend.
Wow. Wow, let's call it right there. Hey, it's good.
Okay, well, there's the balance.
You see, it averages
There.
out.
There.
Yeah,
Not until you roll another 8.
yeah, no kidding.
Right. Just below average. Just
Yeah.
below it.
Somebody knows what your thoughts on the OGL were.
You're at 28 now, huh?
Let's see. Plus 14. You know,
I mean, I do have a potion of healing.
that'll be all right. That's close enough.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like the boss monster is downstairs.
I mean, I have 2 potions of
On a
healing.
long rest, you will get 4 of those.
Actually,
back.
Trebek has 2 potions of greater healing.
Okay.
All right, maybe one more. Just you know. All right, it's close enough.
Right, so. Branded one, what does it look like when you use closed wounds, particularly on Blade?
I mean, I think it's a touch spell. I hadn't really thought about it in connection with Blade. I mean, I imagine that it's that I walk up and my hands become wreathed in silver flame. And it initially seems as if it's burning the area around it as it also catches fire. But when the flames go out, which they go out in like a quick burst, the wounds are, if not completely healed, somewhat better.
So you're basically soldering them?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. In Blade's case, it's probably like sparks flying off of him. Like I'm welding the wounds
Yeah,
back together.
to bring down the welding mask.
Feels much better.
Okay, so how do we want to do this?
I think that's kind of up to spellcasters at this moment. How they're feeling.
We're not going to have much in the way of spellcasting support on this one. We are just going to have to move quickly.
If we can, depending on the type of enemy, but depending on type of enemy we run across, our best bet may be to render them incapacitated. And as the branded one says, strike them down with if
Righteous anger. And
force.
Well, perhaps we should open and look down and see what we can see about what we're facing. I can draw on some limited resources to generate one more spell. We could try the same tactic again. Though then I would be truly tapped.
yeah, let's have a look. I'll slowly open this thing, I guess. Standing away from the open area, so like I got the hatch blocking me in the area.
If you're saying something, Hawk, you're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. So I was just getting the lighting set. So I will put you
Get her-
in.
Gotta get our mood lighting.
That is
So
what you see
Where the heck?
looking down into the hatch. And you see in response to Ewan opening the hatch, you see a Zorn much more massive than any of the others that you had encountered. And he's also in very fine jewelry and wearing precious metals all about his body. And he violently throws the desk to the side and goes, which branded one, you can hear, and also Melodia is very much a threat. Doesn't translate very well, but essentially kind of grinding stones to dust.
It only makes sense if you're in the culture.
Yeah.
Hey, your mother's a
I-
terrible cook.
So
Okay.
let me
How the fuck does son of a bitch even fit down here?
so these are the creatures
Oh, they look fun.
next to him. And then this is the Zorn.
Sort of weird that he's wearing jewelry since they
Right.
eat that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like he's got potato chips all over him.
He's wearing wearing what is equivalent to fruit by the foot.
Yeah,
Yes.
He wears his food. I mean,
like the Zorn version of a meat dress. He can't help it. He was just born this way.
He's a PETA
Ugh.
activist.
So it does make me wonder when Ewan put on the belt, did he suddenly get like super swole like this Zorn? Grows 3 sizes.
Become more girthy.
you have an urge to eat rocks.
Also, Ewan
Yes.
As you look down, you encounter the petrifying gaze of these two creatures.
I very specifically said I was not. I was shielding myself. I only let other people look. I was opening for others to see. I guess if I end up being the first one to look, whatever. I meet the petrifying gaze.
Level up.
I mean,
level up.
if you really, I didn't realize you were waiting for someone else to look. If you were really waiting for that, then I probably would have looked.
Why don't we make it fair and you each do one?
There you go. We have both looked. The worst of all possible worlds.
Right.
Nice. Nice.
So the Zorn Elder glares at you and dares you to make a move.
Is this the same drop off from the like the floor above? I think you said it was like 20 feet from like the
Yes.
previous floor. Okay.
Yes, it's 20 feet.
What do you see down there?
I was warning everybody, careful when you look down there. Some
Yep.
mean mugging sons of bitches down there.
Basilisks are well known in Corvair. So you guys would all be familiar with their nature and the fact that they can petrify with their gaze.
They got basilisks down there.
So do we want to try the same tactic again?
Well, we can possibly convince them that he's outgunned here.
Didn't work on his minions.
Well, now he's got two sets of minions that were ahead of him.
And for all we know, there's an even bigger boss underneath in the floor below him.
Hold on. I'm just like roll one of the fucking bodies of the sword down there like I did before.
Okay, so in response to that, you hear the Zorn Elder go, which will then be go ahead and roll initiative, everybody. And I will send Branded One and Melodia a message in terms of what was said.
Oh, I think I did that one.
We gotta,
Select your token and hit the initiative on the character sheet.
Apparently, we're not doing the same tactic as before. We'd always just close the hatch
Yeah.
and leave.
It's just meant as a threat.
Sorry, in the last
mean,
2 weeks, I
actually-
seem to have forgot everything.
It's fine. You get used to it.
It would be totally appropriate for him to actually reverse the tactic on us, and now we're in the midst of a sickening radiance.
All right. So branded one, you're up. Blade is on deck. Lux in the hole.
So what did he say?
I sent you a chat.
Oh, I'm not looking
Yeah,
at the chat.
I tell everyone that he issued an attack order from sounds like, I'm guessing the basilisks.
So I would say you would close the door. And then I'm gonna, as my bonus action, I'm going to spend my remaining 6 sorcery points to generate a 4th level spell slot.
I'll kick it shut.
Basilisks can't climb ladders, can they?
I figured if my dragon could, I'm assuming they could.
Yeah, you're forgetting that these are the teleporting basilisks.
Yeah.
The blink basilisk.
Yep.
So
Boy, I
so
can't wait to
Brandon,
make
one,
that
you
creature.
used a bonus action to convert some spell slots into a 4th level spell. Then are you doing anything else with your turn?
No, I was just saying you should close the door.
Okay.
This is actually what the Brandon one is thinking, exactly what Frank said. Like they maybe can climb, but they probably can't just pass through solid objects. So if we close the hatch, we should be okay. And as was pointed out, it doesn't look like the Zorn is like squeezing through that hatch. He could get stuck, and then we could just wail on him.
So
Like that episode
I'm-
of Shaun, or that scene in Shaun of the Dead. Kill the queen.
unless Blade or Lux, you have something else that you wanted to do before Ewan acts, Ewan can just go ahead and shut the door.
Mm-mm. No, I'm going to move away from the door.
Okay. And Blade.
Blade has no quarrel yet. So he'll move away.
Okay. So Ewan, you can go ahead and
And I
shut
do.
the door.
I shut it and latch it.
Okay. So just after the latch clicks, you hear and feel a violent eruption as metal is impacted just and there's a thunderous boom throughout this metal cavern that resonates and is almost deafening, and you can see that the steel, which you assume is fairly thick, begins to buckle under the pressure. You would not have thought these things capable of generating so much force and so quickly. So it is incredibly surprising, and based on that, you probably only have a few seconds before whatever it is or however it's doing it tears through this hatch.
It's like shut it and latch it and bump them. Oh shit. Well, get ready, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Is anybody moving or doing anything?
Yeah, I am definitely moving back. Get back here. And I'll move Pantone over here.
Are we like going like a whole round, like a whole turn order?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, yeah, what Blade is gonna do is take a step back, pull out his crossbow. And take the aim as a bonus action. And then ready his actions for when it pops through.
Okay.
And I am taking some cover by hunching next to the machine.
I'll also be writing my action for whatever emerges from that hole.
Okay. So anything else anybody's doing before they break through?
I'm just getting ready to beat the crap out of it when it pops through the hatch.
Yep, I'm just gonna stand there and start kicking it. Oh yeah, I boomerang out, sure. Might as
Yeah,
well.
and I would ready an action to cast Blessed Flare.
So let's see. So the basilisk bursts out of the catch, but it does so with such force that it carries it up 10 feet over Ewan, and it lands on the top of the very edge of this weapon.
Did I hear a sentinel attack provoke?
Can you reach 10 feet over your head?
Well, it's got to pass right in front of me.
Okay.
I mean, and I have a boomerang. I don't know.
Okay. Make your attack.
Stops it in midair and it lands on you and
Go. Yeah, it wasn't
That's a hit.
super amazing. Okay, cool. So he thinks he's gonna jump over me.
Right. So as he rockets into the air, his speed drops to 0.
And
As I
then
rear back, he goes to like launch, and I just whack-a-mole him back down.
and the next one gently just climbs up and attacks Ewan. Now, before all that, though, anybody who readied an action can use it.
Okay. Go in turn order.
It doesn't matter. It all happens simultaneously, so you can.
It's just meant for clarity.
All right, so. All right. Melodia, you can do your second attack as well.
Oh, did you get 2 for? I thought it was
Well,
just a
you took-
reaction.
But you held your action, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So each of those hits, except for Melodia's last, which goes a little wide. And it already after your opening attacks is looking fairly weakened.
Did you see the message I sent in
mm,
chat?
yes, that is accurate.
Okay. So,
And you can also, you have damage types that you can apply
right,
to that
yeah,
as well.
okay. So is everybody hitting the one that just came up out of the thing?
Yeah, because this is the
Well,
first one, so
yeah.
this is what your triggering would be.
Okay, so that's the first guy. Okay, so I'm gonna whack on him then.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, and last attack.
And what does your attack look like, Lux? 'Cause I
Oh
think
yeah,
that
and I
this is the
forgot
first
to.
time that you've used it in front of everybody.
Yeah, and I would do radiant. So yeah, so she goes to strike with her fists, and it just looks like energy just kind of shoots across the room, and she hits it, and they kind of dissipate when she hits the creature.
Okay.
Dragon
So
Ball Z energy blasts. Yeah.
Right. So is it like a beam that shoots from your hands, or like your arms are being extended, or?
It kind of looks like a beam, yeah.
so go ahead and describe how you kill the first one.
Nice. Yeah, so Lux like swings her arm out, and like this radiant energy hits it, and you can see it like it's already been damaged, and I'm sure it has like a carapace or something, like a thick hide that's got a bunch of cracks in it, and all along the cracks it starts to like burn, and hits it again, and pieces of it start falling off, and then by the third time the beam just shoots like right through it, and there's like a hole, and it just kind of burns up and just kind of flops to the ground.
Nice. And then the next one climbs up through the hole and moves right between the two of you, but it attacks Ewan.
What about Trebek? Does he? Oh, yeah, I guess the guy's thing's dead. Miss.
All right. So
What about their gaze?
that is at the start of people's turns when they're within 30 feet.
I see.
So I figured the reactions were too quick, but now that's going to start coming into play. So the creature bites at Ewan, but it misses. And so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start from the top of the round, and just make sure. Okay. Only Melodia is outside the range of the gaze attack. So branded one, are you averting your gaze?
No, because I'm
Okay.
trying to hit it. So a con save.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I'll use an action point since I know what a nat one means.
Right. Oh my god, dude.
You spoke
mean,
ill.
Right, at least I used an action point to get the second natural one, because otherwise I'd be dead. Instantly turned to stone or something. I'm gonna use my last action point because I don't want to die.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Now we'll see if I can confirm. Wait, do I have a bonus action point? I do technically have a bonus action point. I'm gonna burn my bonus action point to get a third nat one.
This can't be right. This cannot
Fourth
fucking
nat one.
possibly exist.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Fucking hell, dude.
You just really want to look at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would really want to hear like what it looked like as the branded one was doing that. Did you summon any kind of power, any G to with those action points, or was it just like
I mean, yeah, I imagine at that point, I sort of defiantly decided I was going to stare at it. And then all of a sudden I found myself slowly being petrified. And I had to dig down and there was a blast of silver flame that caused the rock on the surface of my skin to powder. And then I shot it.
okay? So, all right, that's a hit.
Jeez.
And then I avert my gaze because I've learned my lesson.
All right, Blade is up. Lux on deck. You in the hole. Blade, are you averting your gaze?
Yes, I'm. Blade learns from mistakes of others. So yeah, I'm gonna avert my gaze and pop off another shot. But I'm gonna use my bonus action to aim. Actually, I don't need to. I don't
How
need-
would you aim if you're not able to use your visual acuity to aim? Like, how would you
Yeah, that's
study?
fair.
I'm not
Um,
opposed to it. I'm just wondering if you can justify it.
He's got a knob to like crank up his sound sensitivity.
I mean, I imagine I would imagine, you know, I could have a pretty good idea of where it's at through hearing alone.
Yeah, but Ewan is directly between you and it.
Yeah,
He's tough. He can take it.
like I think he's in that direction. Hopefully no one's there. So
Okay. You can use your aim. I was just wondering how. you
yeah,
were
I
going
would
to
say
be
by
doing it.
sound. And hopefully Ewan is not in the way or
Okay.
is not
It is going to get
casualty.
covered because of Ewan where he is.
Fair.
Okay.
So it's
So
just
that
a
hits.
normal. And sneak attack. 18. As the bolt flies through right over Ewan's shoulder, thudding into the basilisk.
Okay. Lux is up. Ewan on deck. Monster in the hole.
It is in the hole.
Avert my gaze and try to punch this thing.
Okay, so that's a hit. Are you using your range
Yeah, I mean,
thing?
yeah, I'm using the same thing. Yeah,
Okay,
13s. Ugh.
that's a miss.
Okay, and bonus action, 16,
That's a hit.
and that's more radiant damage.
Okay. Anything else?
Gonna move 5 feet back.
Okay. Ewan, you're up. Monster on deck. Melodia in the hole.
I will risk the gaze. Oh my god, action fucking point. Better. Jesus, fuck. A two. Anyway, and then I punch it a few times for sure. Yeah. Punch. Punch. Oh wait, I wasn't doing punches. I'm not doing punches. I've got the boomerang. Disregard those. I have boomerang in hand. I shall use it.
Okay.
Superb there. And I gotta check on something here. Where are you at? I gotta use 2 of those. Okay, I will not use a Moxie point. I will, however, step aside. And does, I don't know how it works. I will just say, you're all clear. And I'll use my commander strike to give Blade a chance to use his reaction to attack the thing again, possibly getting some more sneak attack damage.
So
Sneak
is
attack
Commander
only active-
Strike, what kind of action does Commander Strike? When you take the attack action, so you're using your bonus action to do that then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sneak attack damage only applies once per.
Once per turn. This is a different
Right.
turn. This is my turn, not your turn.
Oh,
It-
okay. It's
right.
not once per round.
Correct.
Oh,
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that's a miss.
That's a shame.
Yeah, action point. Good deal.
Yeah, I know. You got an extra point. You will get a little extra damage from me as well, but it's up to you.
yeah. Yeah, why not?
Sneak attack's handy. It's a lot of damage.
All right, we'll do it.
Gotta believe in the cause.
Commander said, follow the commander's lead.
And then the damage dice is a D6, I believe.
I'll roll that.
Yeah, it's a D6.
So 22.
It's something.
Hells yeah.
I went the wrong direction. I wanted
As
to-
another bolt rockets across the room, thudding into the creature.
Go ahead and describe how you kill it.
When Ewan, what'd you say, Ewan?
I said, you're all clear.
When Ewan says, after Ewan gave the all clear, this creature swooning, both in exhaustion and as it was nearing the brink of death, it falls lifeless to the floor as a bolt is now protruding out of the space where one would consider its third eye to be, closing off its access to this plane.
Excellent.
How long does the aim last?
Like the aim action.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, can you put that in the chat?
yeah, I'm pulling it
Just
up.
a random thought that came to mind. I'm like, oh wait, you know what? That might.
On your next attack. So
Yeah,
it wouldn't
Just the
apply.
one. Just the one. Okay.
So actually, because you're not using aim and you're averting your gaze, that missed. Because it would have been with disadvantage.
Yep, that sounds right.
So it's not dead.
Bastard.
Damn,
And
Jesus, basilisks.
Trebek, no. It's right in the line.
That's
there.
true. I didn't actually roll initiative for Trebek.
oh. Yeah,
Just
why don't you do that
go
real
to-
quick?
There you go, way at the bottom of the order.
Okay. So let me update that then. All right. Now this guy pops up through the manhole. It somehow manages to squeeze itself through the opening, impossibly small for in comparison to the rest of it. And you can hear as it's sliding through the scraping of metal on its mineralized body. And it tears away at the fine robes and metal belt hanging against it. And it emerges from this, and it looks about, assesses the situation, and its three eyes land upon, let's see, who is it going to think is the biggest threat? It mockingly looks at Melodia. And Melodia, you can kind of feel it, the dismissiveness, but it looks at Ewan, it looks at Trebek, it looks like this metal creature, and tries to decide which is it gonna go after, and it chooses Trebek. And
Figured I'd go
Trebek,
for the luminous tubes.
and
but
and
apparently
this
not.
thing also is wielding a very strange staff that is it's hard to describe. It's got like the material looks like unearthly, and the glow kind of distorts it while it's in the creature's hands, but it points the staff at Trebek, and there is a pulse of energy going in towards Trebek. Trebek needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Does this count as casting a spell?
Me too.
I would say so.
Mage Slayer.
Too bad you already used your reaction for.
It's been my turn. What do you mean?
Oh, that wasn't your reaction.
That was that was the Vegnog's reaction.
All right, yeah, Mage Slayer comes in, and the con
Um,
save succeeds.
Come on, bastard.
And that
Make
is
a note of
miss.
it. 131-23 Mage Slayer feat is actually used.
And then the Zorn looks and it goes, and Branded One and Melodia, you could hear it go, Ruby, you weakling, get up. And with that, the basilisk that was down suddenly begins to heal. And the other one's injuries begin to heal as well.
Well, that's
Shit.
not fair.
Hey, Ruby, get back down again.
Bad Ruby.
And then with that, it's Melodia's
Once-
turn.
Once again, it's like a real food theme going on for the Zorn. He might as well have named them Pringles and Mrs. Debbie or Little Debbie.
All right, I have a couple questions. Using the action point, is that a free action
It
Or is
depends on what you're using the action point for.
to regain a spell slot?
So that would be a free action, yeah.
Okay, and then with that, if I am doing something that's a area of effect and looking at the big Zorn, since he is occupying 4 spots, can I target a specific area
Well,
as
so
as to not hit like an ally?
so yeah, you don't have to make the con save for the thing. So I mean, what spell are you using?
Here, well, I'm potentially. Sorry, I literally forgot just all my knowledge on this program in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, I forget all the knowledge of my character. I've been playing
Yeah.
that for like 2 years.
Well, here, when I find it, it's a hail of thorns. I'll post it, but it does 2d10 in a 5-foot square or 5-foot radius.
Yeah, so you
That's
could
pretty much
target.
the whole creature.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was hoping to get the basilisk as well,
I
but
see.
I
Yeah,
don't
if
want.
you were to do it here,
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know if I can target like here, or is it just center mass? And
I would say that there's enough room in here that you could
Okay.
launch the arrow over them and
well, yeah. So let me find it because I have to hit the creature. That's the caveat. It's not.
so so on your character sheet, are you on your spells page?
I'm going there right now.
So if you go to your spells page and if you click on the spell, it should put it in the
there it
chat.
is. Okay, yeah. Right there.
Okay. So the basilisk and the Zorn have to make DC 13 dexterity saves.
So my goal was to hit both of those two without hitting UN.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
'Cause it's
So yeah, I'm gonna use an action point to regain a spell slot to be able to cast it.
target of wait a minute.
So it's kind of like Paladin Smite, like you hit it and then you can activate it, right? No?
No, it's
oh,
you
wait a
cast the
minute.
spell
Wait
as a bonus action. And
When-
then
okay,
when you hit with your next ranged weapon attack, it
Okay,
goes
so
off.
it doesn't go away if he misses.
Right, but it's concentration, so it
Gotcha,
can
okay.
go away.
Okay, so this is, so you hit the creature. So actually, so if you're targeting this, then it's going to also hit everything within 5 feet of the creature.
Yes, and that is my concern. I'm trying not to hit you.
So
He'll be fine.
I would say it is because it's going to be within a 5 foot. It's not just a 5 foot radius or a 5 foot
Mhm.
square. It's within 5 feet of the creature. So if you want to get the basilisk and the Zorn, it's going to also hit Ewan.
Okay.
Such is life, man.
Yeah, he can make a dex save.
Yeah.
I'm proficient. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you're good with it, I need to hit the damn thing. So let's try that first.
So so first of all, do make your attack roll because
Yeah.
you have to make your attack roll.
Yep.
Should be in the middle of column.
Yeah. Stuck on spells. And there we go. Core.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Shit.
Well, you don't lose the spell.
Yeah.
For a
Nope,
second
yeah.
attack.
Okay, so
And then Yeah, that was my first attack, and then I'm assuming a 10 or 11 does not hit.
It
Right?
does not.
Yeah, okay.
Still don't lose the spell, so you got
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so
Uh,
mark your token,
Yeah.
so that you remember that you have the spell.
Yeah. And then,
So if you click on your token, you'll notice a little circle on the bottom. If you go down, then it has a bunch of tokens that you can place on a bunch of markers. that you can
okay,
place on
got
your
it.
token.
okay. Well, while I figure that out, or while I do that, Pantone is going to run
So
up,
so
or he has to make a
Pantone
save. Yeah.
is got to make
Um,
because I would say
Yeah.
unless you actually tell Pantone to shield his eyes or her eyes, I don't see Pantone doing that.
yeah, I wasn't going to. I was going to have him run it anyways.
Okay,
So,
so
that's
Pantone
con.
has to make a con save. See if it'll be another natural one. Oof.
That's not good.
You have another action point.
Is your I don't know if this is too meta-y. Is your is
Here, just
is
so I
that
can
instant
read
stone
the-
or is it okay?
So it looks like it's restrained. So Pantone is restrained.
Yeah, I'm going to use my second one.
Okay.
Okay, and now he's going to run up here and attack this one.
Okay.
And he's I'll click on it.
That's a mess.
Okay, that was a fun turn.
All right. So Basilisk is up, but the Zorn Elder is going to use one of its legendary actions to do that. And it is going to make an attack against Ewan.
Miss.
And then the basilisk in front of Ewan is going to attack Ewan.
That hits.
So the basilisk gets up onto its hind legs and begins to sink its teeth into Ewan's shoulder, briefly releasing stinging venom into the wound before letting go and preparing for a second attack. And then the other one, since it's also right next to you, you're basically swarmed by basilisks, is going to attack you as well. Doing the same thing on your other shoulder.
Hit it way harder.
Trebek is up. Branded one on deck, blade in the hole.
What other tortures can we put Trebek through here? Shall he be turned to stone?
So I think Trebek actually used most of his like limited use things.
Oh yeah, there's not a really good way to track that, is there, on those sheets?
Yeah, well, not between sessions, like essentially it's just memory. I remember specifically him using his well, that's true. He has a reaction that he can only use once. So I guess I don't know if he used his reaction rifle of the damn thing, but he used the blast once before. So he is going to step up and use the blast version of the rifle of the damned. So that he hits the Zorn and so that to make a DC 13 deck save.
Okay, the Zorn and the Basilisk.
Yeah.
All right. So the Zorn takes half damage.
Yeah.
That's 3. And then the Basilisk. Wow. Okay, so it's just a normal. So it also just takes 3. Anything else for Trebek?
No, that's it.
Okay. I don't think he's used his Bite Me Knave ability, so he would still have that. And also he has 3 that he can use once per encounter. So branded one, you're up, Blade on deck. Or actually before you go, this guy is going to take his final legendary action to once again strike at well, it actually it looks like it's sniffing something on the air, and then it turns to Blade. And it makes its legendary action to move over here. Branded one, you're up, Blade on deck, Lux in the hole.
I will move over here and still averting my gaze. I'm going to shoot the resurrected one.
So here's a quick question. I know it says that it doesn't provoke, but like Sentinel still hits people even if they disengage.
I'm gonna say no. It's a legendary action,
I'm pretty legendary.
but not that legendary.
What's Jeremy
Fucking
Crawford say?
watch me.
All right, so that's a hit on the Basilisk. Also I forgot, is did Trebek avert his gaze?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he would have.
Okay, we'll just say that it didn't apply because I forgot to track it. But we'll
I mean,
just keep that.
he
in
didn't
mind.
AoE attack anyway,
Yeah.
so
Trebek and I have been traveling for a while, so he's probably aware that I can't cure petrified.
this came
All
up
right.
in conversation.
Not until we go up a level, at least.
All right, Blade, you're up. Lux on deck, you in the hole.
It's an action to don my shield.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take my action to take my shield out.
Okay.
This princely Zorn has now encroached upon my space. So Blade throws down his crossbow on the ground and takes out his shield, and his sword protrudes from his arm, coming out like a switchblade. And I'm going to use my bonus action to do insightful fighting.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your insight check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
easily.
dead.
Yep.
I'll
Um,
confirm.
yeah, go ahead, roll confirm. Okay.
Pretty fucking good.
Yep. I think we all get
so
it.
it's insightful enough that that you can add an additional D4 to any damage that you deal against it.
Nice.
No, let's make
Yeah.
it a D6. You're gonna do an additional D6 of damage. But it also, as you bring out the shield, it goes.
I'm
And,
sure because it's like solid gold.
so
Constipated.
Yeah. It could
uh
be
yeah,
blockage.
Branded One and Melodia, it basically said, yes, I want to eat that.
Eat your
I
belt
will,
first,
I
asshole.
will yell out, that's what she said in Primordial.
Good thing.
It'll go like, and it gives like a quizzical flapping of one of its tooth flaps.
It's because there's no word for she. You have to like roundabout way. The one who spawns more rocks.
All right, Lux is up. Ewan on deck. Zorn in the hole.
So I'll move up 5 feet and go ahead and invert my gaze as this damn creature has now been resurrected. 22.
So that's a hit. And which one are you attacking?
23, the one that's standing on the thing.
This guy.
Yep.
All right, so that's also a hit.
And bonus action, it's 11 out of this.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Okay. And then I shall 10. I'll move back here.
Okay. Ewan, are you averting your gaze? Oh, we'll skip.
Probably not.
We'll skip Ewan for now. All right, the Zorn. It looks upon that shield with its eyes just glistening. Oh, but since Tony is here, we will hold that off. Ewan,
I do
you're
not.
up.
I'm gonna say I do not avert my gaze. I will just punch at the one that was killed already.
They were
Okay.
both killed.
Well, we didn't. I don't think we officially killed this one
Right.
because
No, not yet.
Blade
Oh.
actually missed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, damn ricochets.
He's all up on Vegnog or Blade though. It's kind of my thing to go fucking deal with that.
Well, first thing you got to do is you got to make your con save.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that's why I was kind of considering, like, if I just go ahead and avert my gaze from these guys and just go after him. But no, let's deal with these motherfuckers. Con save. What the fuck? Fucking action point.
Did
Fuck
you
you,
use
Hasbro.
all your action points already?
No, I had one. I only used the one.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it
that's
was me
right.
who used all of my action
Yeah,
points
you used 3 action
and a
points.
bonus one.
Well,
Oh,
you
well.
you start to feel your skin getting to harden and crack, and it's becoming much more difficult to move. Your movements are becoming rigid and stiff, and it is quite painful. So you are restrained.
Yep.
And then also, just so that everybody can see the restrained condition, I'll put that in there.
It's real bad.
So your speed becomes 0. You have creatures have advantage against you. You have disadvantage on deck saves, and you can't cast spells with somatic components.
Oh, there goes the spell cast.
I'll keep it up over here. All right. So what do you want to do now?
Okay, so I'm starting to tense up here accidentally. Fuck. I'm going to take the dodge action
Okay.
to mitigate some of that bullshit. And just sort of, I guess, stand here for now.
All right. No other bonus actions or anything?
No, not right now. No, that'll be it for now.
So the Zorn Elder, with its 2 free hands and 1 hand clutching a staff, it reaches out with its claw and tries to grab at your shield. Does a 15 hit you?
It does not. Wait, hold on a sec. Why is my armor class 0? That's not right.
Did you take damage to your armor class
It's
instead of
AD&D.
your AC?
Get
Instead of
that
your
stack
hit
up.
points?
Thaco. There's nothing I hate more than Thaco.
That's not right. Let me look at my D&D Beyond character sheet.
Here, let me.
No, it does not hit.
Was it 22?
22 hits.
If it takes
Right.
your shield and begins to eat it, maybe it's satiated and not bother us.
5.
That's what it really wants.
You had 13 as your blue bar before because I gave you temporary hit points last session. And then they got drained down to 0. So that may be somehow what affected your AC.
Oh yeah, because okay, so let me fix your character token then, because
Target's choice. Oh. Okay. Sweet. So yeah,
so
they
your armor class should be 18, correct?
yeah.
Okay. So does a 22 hit you? Yes, it does.
22
So yes, you need to make a DC 18 strength or dex save.
Gonna go with those deck saves.
Okay. And then it is going to attempt to strike you with its wait, let me get rid of this. Strike you with its staff.
Let's see.
So that's 21 damage. And then also it's going to use a bite.
Yikes.
Whoa.
21.
That
Yep.
no, that's okay, so that's wrong. That shouldn't be that much damage.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was gonna be more.
6d10.
Don't forget you have your like dodge thing, right?
Wow, and you rolled a
Half
1 in there too.
Half
Oof.
damage.
60-10, you only did half that damage. You could've
Yeah,
lucked out.
I'm gonna this is something I'm gonna use. Well, that second bite wouldn't hit, but unless you're gonna use the 29 damage from that that 40-10.
We'll use the second one.
Okay, so yeah, that misses.
And then that'll be its turn. Melodia, you're up. Basilisks on deck, Trebek in the hole.
I am going to move down here. Blade, your dex is good, right?
Yeah, Dex is my strong suit.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot at the Zorn again. 2 shots.
That's a miss. And that's a miss.
Shit. Okay.
And
Um. Trying to think,
Pantone,
is there
it-
any is there
are
any
you
way I
commanding-
can is there any way I can command him to avert his eyes, you think?
I would say so.
Okay.
What's his intelligence?
16.
Okay, yeah. Because that, and you could, it speaks Draconic, and so you
Yeah.
can tell it to do so, and it will do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tell him to avert his eyes, and he's gonna go over here and attack this basilisk.
Okay. Roll to confirm. Okay, so it's not a critical fail, it's just a
Yeah.
fail. Anything else you're doing?
Nope, that's all I can do.
All right. The Zorn is going to use a legendary action to attempt another snatch on the shield.
Oh, that hits. Dex saves.
Hmm.
I'm gonna use my action point. Not what I wanted.
Well, because you use the action point, it's not the one. It's not the critical fail. You can choose to use the 15.
Yeah, still, so I mean, I will use the 15 to avoid the critical failure, but
Do you have another action point that you might want to spend?
no, we only got 2.
Okay. So yeah, it grabs your shield, ripping it from your hand and devours it. It
This is
also
not the first time this is attempted to happen, right?
it also gets
Lux,
12
Lux, save the day again.
12 additional hit points. All right. And then
Remember when we said we were like 50 to 65% of the way through, maybe nearly 100% of the way through.
Yeah.
This could be the end. Yeah.
all right, now the basilisks are gonna go. This one is actually going to it with just making a standing leap is able to get 20 feet.
All right.
Um,
I avert my eyes and punch it.
5, 10, 20, and then it is going to
I'm gonna punch it.
You can't.
Yeah, Cam.
yeah.
Do I lose my
No,
reaction?
you still
Oh,
have
you
your reaction, so you can
Okay,
you
my
can
bad.
try to strike it.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, my bad.
It's a miss.
Damn it.
So it gets right up next to you, Lux, and then
Okay.
begins to attempt to attack you and miss badly. And this guy is going to attack Ewan and possibly crit fail.
He fucking sure does.
Yep. Your dodge is just too impressive.
I'm fucking really good at it.
So go ahead and roll a D100. $48. So attacker is limited to a move action, bonus action, or standard action for 1d4 turns. Go ahead and roll the D4. 3.
Those aren't OSE turns. That'd be 30 minutes.
Okay. And then Trebek, your turn.
Before you do that, I'm punching this dude because he provoked an attack of opportunity by entering my space.
Oh, okay.
Avert my eyes and punch him, and I missed.
All right. Trebek, you averting your eyes.
Yes.
right.
And holding Rifle of the Damned in one hand, he's gonna take Heaven's Fall with the other hand, and swing at the thing in front of him.
It's a hit. Anything else from Trebek?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Branded one, you're up. Blade on deck, Lux in the hole.
Brandon one is still averting his gaze, is going to try to shoot the one in front of Lux. Hopefully without hitting Lux, but disadvantage because he's not really looking.
Very well placed. Thing is looking pretty beat up. It's starting to bleed from several wounds, and it's been burned by the blessed flare. Anything else you're doing?
Nope.
All right.
Praying
Blade.
that the Zorn can't just keep resurrecting these things.
Well, the ability says it's once per long rest, so there's that at least.
I didn't read that.
I figured it was a typo.
Right. He's got action points.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
typo. That should have said at will.
Yeah.
So, because of this thing being so big, Blade, I'm gonna say that, and with the positioning of the basilisks, I don't think you need to worry about averting your gaze.
That's fair, because Blade is gonna with his blade, his arm blade extended, is going to try to jump up and stab it down his maw. This is the one.
Roll to confirm.
Oh,
Nice.
Roll to confirm.
I mean, you only get to
They
confirm.
got to go
one.
backwards.
Yeah.
So it
You both
is
die.
a confirmed. It is a confirmed critical hit. It's not anything more than that, though. So you deal double max damage, and you roll on the critical hit chart. So roll D100.
Well,
One.
the die
Knock prone.
roll is just having some fun.
And now what would have happened if he got the third? A net 20 on this third roll?
Then it would be kind of DM fiat.
Okay.
I don't know. We haven't gone
Okay.
that far.
Okay.
Usually it's instant kill though.
Yeah.
So he is prone. So you knock him down.
Oh, that gets sneak attack damage, and then I get my extra D6
Where
for my insightful fighting.
That's what did it.
Right. So you don't even need to roll any of those things. So you deal 11 plus
11.
24. So that's 35 plus 6. It's 41 times 2 is 82. Unfortunately, it's resistant, but it's still 41 damage. Unless is the weapon adamantine that you're using?
No.
Okay.
Unobtainium, and that counts just as much.
Anything else you're doing?
Uh, uh, no.
All right. It is going to use its final legendary action of the round to stand up.
Yeah, I can see that when you get old enough. That is a legendary action.
All right, Lux, you're up. You and on deck. Zorn in the hole. Are you
Alright.
avoiding the gaze?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
it's a miss.
oh.
That is also a miss. That is a miss.
Action point. I'm gonna take another set. So I get one more attack, or is it the whole set?
No, you get a full attack action, so you don't get the bonus action attack.
I
but
get the
you do
2.
get-
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go. That's
that's
better.
a hit. Do you
Okay.
want to stun it?
No,
Okay,
still up.
it is. And now it's not.
And then this time, when I blast it and the radiant damage goes right through it, and I begin to absorb its energy again, but it doesn't stack, as we've noted, and I have formed an official complaint. Hopefully it will not rise. It will not get back up.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna move. Move up here. Okay.
All right. Ewan, you're up. Zorn on deck. Melody in the hole. Are you averting your gaze?
When do I get to try and make a save again?
Oh, after your attack, of course.
So first let's see, are you averting your gaze?
Have you learned from last time?
I'm gonna say for this, I would probably go ahead and avert the gaze, just because I already have a disadvantage anyways. So if I were to attempt to attack this thing,
Okay, so you do so you make the next saving throw at the end of your turn. So you're still restrained for this turn.
okay. I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and hit this thing.
Okay. A miss.
Oh my god.
That's
fucking-
a
oh my
potential
God.
crit fail. That is a crit fail.
Of course it is.
Roll the D100. You immediately take 1d6 bleed damage. You take this damage at the start of each turn until you're magically healed or receive a DC 15 medicine check. This check is made with advantage if you expend one use of a healer's kit.
If you turn to stone, you don't take it.
So
what made you
Ewan,
bleed?
how do you imagine you've wounded yourself so badly in this attack that you started to bleed?
I'm I don't know. That's why I asked. Don't make me come up with it. You
I
fucking
mean,
come up with
I
it.
meant,
Too short.
Well, I just wanted to see if you had an idea because I do. So
I mean, I guess
you-
he's got like
Yeah.
spines on him or something. I don't know.
No, actually, so you attempt to punch, but with your aching, cracking joints, it's just you're too slow, and it's able to snap its jaws on your arm. And the poison is acting as an anticoagulant, and you've already been struck by the poison, so it's building in your system and it's causing you to bleed profusely from your existing wounds, and even old wounds that you have that were had stopped bleeding are now starting to bleed. And so, yeah.
Or
so you
other
take-
orifices, yeah.
Yeah. You're, there's that too.
What's my first bleed damage? then?
Crying blood. 6.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
And so you'll take this at the
Start of each of my
start
turns.
each of your turns, right?
Yeah, it's 60
Yeah, at the start of each of your turns.
until I get magical healing or a medicine check.
Yes.
Success medicine check. Okay, fine, whatever. 2 missed attacks. I mean, you know what? Still doing okay in that specific section. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? I'll punch him.
You hit.
Cool. That's it.
All right, make your save, con save. All right, so you are able to break the restraint condition.
Cool.
I am going to, or if you want to mark yourself just so we can remember the bleed damage.
Sure. Yes, I can't do.
And then the Zorn. The Zorn is actually going to turn, hearing the screech of its dying pet, and look and glare at Lux. And it wields its staff and it sends power through the staff and it radiates towards you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, Blade, don't you have Mage Slayer?
he does have Mage Slayer.
Can you post Mage Slayer just so I can see what it does?
Yeah, it's a spell-like feature.
Okay. So, all right, so you can make an attack against the Zorn. That's a hit, and you deal your sneak attack. So
18.
18. But Lux, do you have any action points you wanted to spend?
I guess that's a hint.
Well, when are con saves ever good?
I do have an action point. I will burn it. And hopefully not. Oh, I didn't critically fail.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you pass. And then let's see, does the Zorn Elder have anything else it can do? Oh, also, yes, we have to see if is the shield destroyed? If I roll a 1, it's destroyed. Okay, it's not destroyed this round.
I don't know if you want it back.
Melodia, you're up. Basilisks on deck.
How is
Trebek in the
the
hole.
how's the basilisk looking?
Looking pretty beat up.
Lodia's gonna keep on shooting at the Zorn.
Okay.
I would love to shoot the
Oh, wait a
basilisk,
minute.
but
Did you say how is the Zorn looking or the Basilisk?
basilisk.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Zorn is looking fine.
Oh no, I want to shoot the basilisk, but I would hit everyone,
Yeah.
so I can't.
I mean, you could shoot the Basilisk and just not activate the spell. I think.
I mean,
or is it on the next one?
I read it and it says on next hit, so
Okay,
I don't
okay,
think I
yeah.
can take it off.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So that first one hits. The second one hits too.
Okay,
You can direct the second one after that one goes off. The second one, since it won't trigger, you can point that one at the basilisk.
oh yeah. And then I need to read that spell again. I think it needs to make a deck save from
Yeah.
memory, but
And yeah,
Oh,
deck
then
save
Blade.
and then
So does Blade, right?
yes. Your save is DC 13, I think, so it just failed. Yeah.
Deck save.
And Blade doesn't need to worry because he's got uncanny dodge
Evasion.
or evasion, yeah. All right, so it takes an additional bit of damage. All right.
And then that second arrow, the 24 was going to go at that other basilisk
Okay.
for 6 piercing.
All right.
And then finally, Pantone is going to bite again.
And is Pantone averting?
Yes, averting.
Okay. Pantone misses.
Okay.
All right. Basilisk's up. So it is going to. This is going to attack Trebek. And miss.
You missed.
He made a fatal mistake. I hit him. I guess I have to decide to avert my gaze now too? Or does it go to like the end of the
Yeah, it carries over.
it carries, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm already averting my gaze. All right, whatever.
Right.
Swing. Fuck.
Miss.
Motherfucker. Can't wait for this cocksucker to be dead.
And the Zorn is going to use a legendary action to attack Blade with his bite.
Well, he can try.
And he will fail. All right. Trebek is up, branded one on deck, Blade in the hole.
Trebek is averting his gaze.
Okay, it's still a hit.
Yep.
Oh. And then branded one.
So Brandon one is going to move forward, and as he runs across the room, he reaches into his pouch and takes out one of Solomon's healer's kits. And he is going to try to staunch the bleeding before our frontline combat fighter goes down.
It'll take a while, but I appreciate it.
Thank God for advantage.
Advantage, right?
Yeah. All right, so the bleed condition is ended.
And technically, you also get back some hit points because I'm using a healer's kit.
That's cool.
but I forget how much. Let's see.
Was it like a D8 or something?
It's 1d6 plus 4 plus your maximum number of hit dice.
Plus my maximum number of hit dice?
Yeah, so like 8.
Yeah, okay.
So 6 plus your level, basically.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you're doing?
Nope, that's my action.
All right. The Zorn is gonna use its final legendary action to attempt to bite at Vegnog again.
Looking
That's a
down,
hit.
aren't you?
Do you have a
Yeah.
reaction?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
dodge
I'm gonna
that.
use uncanny dodge.
That reduces it by half.
Hold on a sec. No, I don't have a reaction.
Wait, what did you use your reaction for?
For
Oh,
Mage-
for the
Mage
Mage
For Mage
Slayer.
Slayer. Yeah, so I will be honest, I cannot use a reaction, so I will take the the brunt of the bite.
I appreciate your honesty. I'm gonna start marking tokens for the legendary actions that he takes, just so we can keep track. Oh, and I think the basilisk went before, so its token is reduced by 1. All right, so you are in vitality now, so you're staggered.
Yeah,
Correct.
yep, I'm staggered and 22 minus 8. Yeah,
All right, and then just so everybody is on the same page as to the staggered condition.
You
It
don't
does.
actually lose vitality. The damage doesn't carry over into your vitality.
oh, okay, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's no bleed over.
Yeah, that's right.
It's lucky I could see your vitality then on my screen.
All right. And then Blade, you are up. Lux on deck. You and in the hole.
Does it give me, does staggered, I know you just flashed it up, is that disadvantage?
It's still on the shared screen, so you can see. But yeah, it's disadvantage on attack rolls. Saving throws. Any creature that makes a saving throw against one of your abilities has advantage. Your
Yeah.
exhaustion increases by 1. And then if you gain at least 1 hit point, you're no longer staggered, but you'll keep the exhaustion.
Yeah, going over by the basilisk seems like a bad idea. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage, and I'm gonna move. Yeah, I got speed of 30, so move here. I'm gonna move over this way. And then I'm gonna, oh shoot, I threw my crossbow down. I did not stow it. So
If you want, you can you still had object interactions. You could have picked it up before you moved.
okay, I'll do that. So I'll pick up the crossbow before I move and disengage, ducking under around the creature, there around the Zorn, and running away onto this bed this bed thing, and I'll turn around and let loose a bolt at it.
Okay. That's a miss. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. So the Zorn still looking healthy as ever. Its skin mostly unblemished except for the wound that Vegnag caused or Blade. But it dismisses you. It doesn't seem as concerned about you as it faces to the others. Also dismissing of Melodia. Lux, you're up. You and on deck. Zorn in the hole.
All right. Let's see. Come on. Dog's trying to help me here. Okay, so I can reach the Zorn, I mean the basilisk from there, so I will avert my eyes and try to punch it.
Okay. That's a hit.
All right. Second attack. Yeah.
That's a miss.
All right. Last one.
It's a miss.
Garbage.
Do you want to stun it? Or do you
No.
want to spend a Kai point to do another attack with your bonus action, flurry?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move here. Try to like take cover behind this machine.
Okay. Ewan.
Just yell to the others, take care of this thing, and I'm gonna look and just ignore it, essentially averting my gaze. Look to the Zorn, and start to study him. I'm gonna scrap like a sleuth. Use my last 2 Moxie right now, so that I have advantage on my attacks against him, and I get to add my proficiency bonus against him too. So
Okay.
for my AC, that is. That's a whole. Oh, that's a bonus action. Oh, sweet. Fuck it, I'll charge at him. I'll provoke. It's fine.
Okay.
Only, if only it had been stunned.
Does the 19 hit you?
Yeah. That for him, yes, it does.
All right. D100. Oof.
Oh,
So 96. One ally that you can see can make an immediate attack against the target. The ally can use a weapon or spell. So since you're moving here, because you're moving to the Zorn, right?
Moving towards it, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be able to make an attack against you. So 2d6 plus 3, that's 15. And then 2d6 is 12. So 15 and 12 is 27 times 2, 54. So you take 54 damage.
Why not?
And then the Zorn is going to strike you with its claw, like backhand you. Or attempt to anyways.
Is that pimp hand?
Well, all right. I'm still up.
All right.
So I will use this opportunity to go ahead and do my bloodied but unbowed, so I can get some fucking hit points back, or some temporary hit points back, and all my moxie. So the temporary hit points is con plus level. Come on, so 9. All right, sitting here pretty at 14 effective hit points.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
I still have my attacks. So I'm gonna fucking use them.
Okay.
I might as well. I'm fucking here.
Yeah.
So let's
So
see.
you are still considered averting, right?
For the basilisk.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
Why would I
Yeah.
avert my gaze from this guy?
That
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. It's not in your eye line.
And then let's double check. I just have advantage. And my AC for him is 19. So here we go.
You have advantage.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that first one hits.
Sure.
And you notice that the thunder damage seems to be quite effective against it. Whoops. Oh, can I undo? Parts. Okay. Anything else you're doing?
No.
So now it's its turn. And so let's get rid of this marker because he's got his legendary actions back. So first thing he's going to do after having been, well, wait, first, so let's see if the shield is okay. It's still okay. But he is looking at your boomerang with hungry eyes.
Made out of wood. What's he care?
So that's a miss. That's a miss. I assume that's a hit.
Uh-huh. Oh, wait. I did extra damage. Because of that thing you gave me.
Oh yeah.
So the damage was different. Or I guess, I don't know if that matters or not. The attacks.
So
Does it matter for my boomerang? I don't really think about that, but
yes. What are your attacks normally dealing?
for the
D8.
boomerang,
So we'll just
it's-
add
yeah.
just add 1 to each of those attacks. But then you can roll the let's see,
extra
how many did you
D10
actually
radiant.
hit? You just hit the 1. So roll the D10 radiant. So he takes 10 radiant damage. All right.
But now I'm staggered.
And then it has 1 more attack. And that's its turn. Melodia, you're up. Basilisk on deck.
Uh,
Back in the hole.
that second basilisk is dead, right, on your side of the machine.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to make sure about that.
It didn't come back to life
Yeah,
again.
again.
I thought I
Okay.
X'd it.
Yeah, I thought you did too, and I looked and I'm like, I thought it was dead, just wanted to make sure. All right, I'm gonna take one shot at the basilisk.
Okay. It's a hit.
Okay. Still up?
It is not.
Okay. And then I'm going to pivot my aim and take my next shot at the Zorn.
Nice.
That's a miss
Shit.
by 1.
Okay, and then Pantone. Check something. He's going to run up there as well, and he is going to do his breath attack parallel, so he's not going to be hitting Ewan.
It's still cold.
Yes. So Dex 13.
So roll D100. Nine. So not only is the Zorn pushed back 10 feet by this cold blast, but also cold is fairly effective against this thing. So
I'm not sure if I saw that. Did I see it provokes too?
18. Movement does provoke attacks of opportunity, yes.
So I think you get an attack.
So does Pantone.
Oh, sweet.
But before we do that, let me
Yeah.
figure out the damage. So
Okay.
3d10, so that's 18, 36. Pantone's attack has significantly harmed this creature.
Nice.
And Pantone and Ewan, each of you can make so what does it look like? Go ahead and describe this epic breath attack that Pantone
Yeah,
has unleashed.
I'm thinking like this is like sheer revenge, cold breath from being consumed countless times over the past several months, but just it starts, I guess I want to say boiling, but it's cold, so it's not boiling. Just starts spewing out and just freezes the ground, freezes it solid, and actually slides him back almost on a sheet of ice, pushing him against the wall.
Nice.
Almost like a kaiju with a big acid mouth thing.
Nice.
Just a standard attack, right? The elemental bite
yes.
for the
That's a hit.
Nice.
So you
Can
go
I-
you get an attack, but you're staggered, so it's also at disadvantage if you want to take the reaction.
And I have advantage against him, so it's a normal attack.
Right.
Here's the thing. I want to hit him, but I don't want to stop his movement.
You won't. It's forced movement. You couldn't
Okay.
stop it if you wanted to.
I bet I could. No.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
make
now
me.
I do
Watch
want
me.
to stop it.
Now I do want to. All right, so I'm actually adding the damage this time, so
So that's a hit.
you know what? Fuck it. Like I haven't done it yet. Um,
Wait, you did the wrong damage again.
oh, I didn't. Bludgeoning,
Your
thunder, and
D10,
the
your
radiant.
D10 and your D,
It's the
the
four.
two.
The 4 is the heroic resolve damage. The 13 is the bludgeoning from the weapon, and the 6 is the thunder. It just didn't specify radiant for some reason. Probably because I didn't.
Well, but for your bludgeoning damage, you rolled a D8 instead of a D10.
Oh, that's true.
And
That is
also
true.
you get an additional D10
I-
radiant
okay.
damage.
That's what the 4 is. That's the radiant. All right, fuck it. Man, I rolled max too. Fuck. Max on the D8. All right.
All right.
This is one more damage.
So
Unless the thunder is also increased to D10s.
go ahead and describe how you kill it.
I'm clearly bleeding profusely. I probably have like a dislocated shoulder. Like barely, yeah. One side is just like really messed up. And then, but he gets pushed back and I'm holding the boomerang in the right arm, which is the one with the glowing marks on it. And they sort of are glowing at the moment because I'm so fucked up. And I swing and I don't know, there's like a little trick that I learned that I was just messing with. And as I swing the boomerang as a bludgeoning weapon, I have sort of like slightly release it too, and it spins in place for a second and like bats him a couple times before I catch it and pull it back as he's flying away.
So between the maelstrom of cold damage from Pantone's breath attack and the thunderous and radiant strikes of Ewan's wholly endowed boomerang, and the creature just shatters to pieces. And within the rubble, you can see the glint of the shield of the Hidden Lord. Or at least its new form. I guess, Blade, you can call it something else since it's no longer really the shield of the Hidden Lord.
Well, what does it look like now?
Now it looks just like a smooth golden shield.
Isn't that what it looked like before though?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, it had
face
a
on it.
giant demon face on it.
No, but I thought it became a smooth golden shield because it was no longer a shield of the Hidden Lord. I thought that transformation already occurred.
No, yeah, but
that's
that's
what
what
he
I'm
was saying.
I mean, I because I was calling it the shield of the Hidden Lord, but then I realized that's no longer
Oh.
appropriate.
Oh,
And
okay.
Dustin was thinking that the digestion has altered the shield.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't the digestion.
I
Although
was
it could have been
confused.
destroyed.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's like, come on, it's just like, it's just a normal shield now.
And it's a little
Um,
goopy.
It actually would have been kind of funny for the Hidden Lord if that's how his shield was destroyed, just digested by a random Zorn.
Not just
Very
any
disappointing
random
for
Zorn.
Sauron that a Zorn ate the ring.
Also, Blade, you get a somewhat of a ping. Like you get this funny feeling in your head, and suddenly you get a flash of information. I'm gonna send you.
Ewan just stands there for a second and just like falls back, out of breath and shit.
I walk forward and then walk around you and then go and pick up the staff.
Vegnog is gonna limp over to you, Ewan. And
Brandon one like walks by and I was like, I'm right, I'll live. Unless we're attacked again.
I will fight you. And
That was bullshit.
Um,
That motherfucker shouldn't have been able to squeeze through there.
did he like burst through and break? Like, is like the floor
Oh.
around that porthole now broken?
He just squeezed.
Yeah, he just squeezed through it. So the staff, now that it's no longer in the creature's grasp and radiating the magic that it was, you can see that is made, it appears to be made out of bone, probably about 6 feet tall. And at the end of it is a human skull. And etched into the forehead of the skull is a mysterious rune. And as you pick the staff up, branded one, you feel a sudden sense of foreboding and doom.
I'm sure it's nothing.
That's just every day in this place.
Right.
And
Oh, there's something more that I forgot to mention, Blade.
Vegnog exhausted as an automaton can be, as a warforged can be, sorts. he looks like kind of looks up and towards the Zorn, who's laying there on the ground, and sees the branded one. Are you holding the staff or just looking at it?
I picked it up and I'm looking at it.
And Vegnog sees him kind of eyeing it and turning in his hands and calls out, "Be careful, brand one. That staff is incredibly powerful, but it is corrupting. The presence in, well, let's say I got a good feeling about it, or rather a bad feeling about it.
Do you have any idea what it will do if we keep it?
It has the potential to be corrupting, to corrupt the wielder in devastating ways. I get the sense that the experiments here weren't just about creating soul coins, but also to hide the presence of the staff. there must have been some sort of energy or some sort of aura that these creatures have, the experiments have given off to hide its true nature. I would-
Great. Another thing that'll drive us mad eventually. Throw it in the trunk with the damn demon coin.
It could be used, it could be good if you, could be helpful if used with care, but
We'd have to experiment with it to figure out what it does and how it works.
yeah,
But I
I'd be
wouldn't
fine
want-
if we left it. We will find our doom one way or another, staff or no.
And if it's got a presence or whatever, eventually I would assume that it's gonna draw more things here.
In which case, it
Refuse.
might be good to give it to Ipopsipalatal so that he could take it back to the city, and maybe they can draw fiends to them that they can use to power the magical wards.
Sounds good.
That is if stops, if Sapsalato, if Popsalato is willing to take it. But it is worth asking.
So then I will walk back and I'm going to use my last two, the first level spell slots I didn't really turn out to need. To cast Cure Wounds on each of Ewan and Blade. Ewan. And Blade.
Hawk, how do I go about finding or recovering arrows again?
Half of what
Uh,
you spent.
Half, yeah, half of the number.
Half
that you
shot.
spent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looked like there were multiple hatches in the room beneath. So we should go and check and then fight whatever's in the levels below.
I
Probably
don't know
like
if I have
this-
another, I don't know if I have the energy to raise my blade in righteous anger or misplaced anger one more time.
That's
Now
probably
that
like a,
rest.
probably like a Zorn ancient in the lower level.
Ewan just like gets up and it's like starts to get up. Like, we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Well, we should probably go down and at least check out below us.
Right.
And then Ewan just kind of like goes over to the chair. I'll be right there.
Yeah,
Apparently, there's
I'll head down the
apparently a
next level.
hammock. Yeah, I will also go to the next level.
All right. Who's going down?
Pantone, me, and branded one so far.
It's like Phelps' trap.
Vegnog will stay at the top, but he'll stand over looking, and he'll have his crossbow out at the ready in case there's anything that jumps them.
Do one of you have a life source with you?
I have a torch.
I can cast light on my shield and on the torch, just so you don't use up
Oh.
the torch.
I'll
Well,
just,
why don't you use it on
I'll
your-
just make you radiate. Like
Yeah, why don't you
that.
use on you? So if in case I have to use my bow away.
Why is- Oh, I can't do it from that one.
So with these platforms, these look like they're like part of the regular structure of this thing, not their experiments.
Yes, these look to be fairly intact platforms. They have a very thick coil of wire connecting each of the platforms, and there's very clear evidence of blast marks. There's several books and loose parchment in the pile next to you. Just kind of reading. Some of them are in languages that you don't understand. Some of them seem to be, none of them seem to be in common though.
I'd like to take a look at the desk.
So the desk has a book that is written in common, and it appears to be some kind of manual with instructions about the Warforged Colossus.
Oh, fantastic. I
Look for an index and see if you can figure out how to turn off the electricity. And
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, knowing that with the helm of comprehending languages, Trebek can read all these books, I'm gonna start gathering them into piles, putting them into my magic backpack.
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna take that book, the manual,
Okay.
and
Let me also do this because this is annoying. With the dynamic lighting. There.
are those raised platforms? Or are they like set into the ground or?
They're slightly raised,
Okay,
like probably the equivalent of stepping up onto a curve.
okay.
Curb.
And are those ruins and shapes glowing?
They are not.
Okay. I think I'm just going to take the book and head back upstairs before we start tinkering with things.
Well, I assume these what look like hatches in the floor are hatches in the floor.
Yeah,
So
they
there's
go
three of
down.
them.
I think that middle one's the poop chute.
And the middle one is the one that goes up into the room. that
Oh,
you
okay.
Went in. So this is where there's no hatch below this one. So it's the first time that you've encountered that, because there's been a pretty solid line going through the Warforged Colossus.
So like the spine.
Not quite, but I mean,
Okay.
same thing.
Yeah.
Consideration, like just that continuous thread that ends at that floor.
Yeah. I'm not going to open, but I'm going to listen at this far right one.
Oh, I was gonna open the far left one.
My
Didn't
only
occur to
concern,
me. Didn't
my only
occur to me
concern,
to listen.
yeah, my only concern is last time they, as soon as we opened it, we got petrified and rushed.
So go ahead and give me a perception check, and branded one. Are you gonna just open it, or are you gonna do the same?
Yeah, I have a wisdom of 8. I'm just opening.
Okay. So I'll just place you in the room so that you can see what it looks like, but you're not actually in there. And this is another place where this dynamic lighting was a mistake. So what you see going down into the room is a massive column that goes down, and you can see below there's other levels that kind of follow the going along the side of the walls. And there is brilliant sparks of arcane energy just lancing off all of the surfaces. And you can feel the magic just pouring out of this thing.
Okay, I would probably walk over to the other one then. And ask whether or not Melodia hears anything.
So you want to go over by her. So Melodia, you hear what sounds like the sparking of energy.
Okay. So I'm assuming from he describes what you told, what you saw, and I'm sort of put two and two together. It's assuming it's the same.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would open that
I-
one and take a look.
I'm hesitant, but sure, I'll open it.
So just once again, so you can see
Yeah.
what it is, what's down there. I'm placing you down your token. So
Yeah.
this is what you see.
Okay. And that's just sort of spiraling down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably will need to read the instruction manual for the Warforged.
Yeah.
Understand this better.
Okay. I say we head back up to the battlegrounds.
I agree.
So I relay the information. Is anyone particularly? I ask a little. Is anyone particularly deft at mechanics?
That would be me.
Okay, I hand you the operating manual.
And I start handing like piles of books to Trebek. Tell him to use his helmet to start reading.
And he will do so.
Trebek is surprisingly smart. He is one of the smarter members of the party, if not the smartest member of the party.
I mean, I'm proficient in land vehicles.
So
Teach me how to drive this thing. I'll fucking do it.
So who's taking a stab at the manual?
Well, we should probably return to our coatl friend before we start reading in earnest. If she is still there, we still have a fair amount of travel time and can review what we found here then. But we still have to find the crown. And resting in the presence of the coatl is probably better than resting here.
But if we leave, won't this place just get infested again with some other creature?
We very well may, but we will have taken the instruction book with us.
We have a method for unlocking this thing, yeah? Effective method?
Well, we know how to unlock it, but it probably requires that we take a Zorn claw with us. Actually, was the locking mechanism like one of the regular Zorn, or was it only the Zorn Elder? Like just from the size of the claw print on it.
So what needed to be provided was in the space of where the mouth would be, that a Zorn tooth is placed.
There's probably a bunch of teeth out.
Since they regrow their teeth.
So we'll lock them all inside and then we'll take some teeth with us.
Yeah, no reason to risk losing the manual out away from this thing.
It would be good to be able to read it though.
Indeed.
And we broke in without a Zorn tooth, so presumably it's possible to break in. So we should take the manual, I think.
Agreed. It would be foolhardy not to.
Sure.
Hmm.
Sorry, what are we discussing?
I just, well, we were just then discussing whether or not to take the manual or leave it here after locking this place up.
Okay.
So I guess that means we are going to go back to the Coatl. Coatl may be gone, so it may be that we come back here anyway. A little bit of a pain for Ewan and Blade if we have to make that trip and then walk back.
I mean, let's go look and see if she's out there. She should be quite visible.
Was when that guy got destroyed, was all that was left was little tiny pieces of him and the staff?
Yeah, as well as like some of the jewelry that he was wearing.
Any of that shit magical?
My wand is out of charges for the day. As I was using it quite a bit above.
Well, presumably the cloth isn't magical, otherwise I don't imagine it would have torn.
How big are the rings?
They'd be bracelets on you.
Negnog would pick them up. Well, these aren't very big, so we can at least take them. And to see if they contain any value elsewhere. If anything, and we can pawn them. We can sell them at the Wandering Emporium next time we make a pit stop.
All right, so
Agreed.
there's 5 of these rings.
Are they heavy?
They are, because they are solid gold. They're quite thick. So kind of like if you think of about like a rugged like men's wedding ring, so that kind of heft, but in a piece of jewelry that could easily fit and probably is too big for your wrist.
I have one of those rings and I can tell you it's pretty heavy. So I can imagine a bracelet of that.
It's like those arm weights. You'll just be working out. You'll get stronger over time.
Put them in my bag of holding.
You can do that. So are you
Very
guys
good.
going up to see if The coatl has remained.
Yep.
Okay. So based on the amount,
Despite everything, it's not really been that long. Combat just, takes like at most a minute. So there was a short rest.
so but then there was also all the time spent coming up. So it's probably been about an hour, maybe two, pushing it since you got here. But still, the coatl, there's a chance that it's left. It's a pretty big chance. So we'll say less than 30. And he stayed. He stayed. Coatl stayed. It's Papapalotl stayed. So you can see she is curled up next to the vehicle, napping, very unconcerned despite the desolate and dangerous nature of this area. And she has absolutely no concern whatsoever.
There she is. She did not leave.
Oh, lucky us. Did we yeah, I guess it doesn't matter now. We can set off those noise traps because we got no concern from anything inside, so.
I'd rather not if we can avoid it. Just because it will set off, it may attract creatures who are taking an interest and happen to be passing through.
I'll try my best.
I mean, so will I. My gears are all shifting and false and not working correctly.
Yeah, but at least some of your paint came back whenever he healed you.
This is true. So I guess we'll start making our way down the 300-foot ladder.
Okay. Aside from Vegnog and Ewan, does anybody else have exhaustion levels?
I'm still dispirited or staggered.
I think I might have had one from our last session when I respawned Pantone. So these 2 action points. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I used an action point to recharge something. I think I have one, yes.
Well, that wouldn't have caused exhaustion, I don't think.
Well,
Unless I
yeah,
specifically said.
I think yeah, because I redid I used 2 of them back to back essentially to do it. I thought there's something weird, and it could have swore I did, but looking through all my stuff, it doesn't. Maybe I didn't. So
Yeah, I don't think because you
Okay.
would have. You didn't take enough damage to become staggered.
yeah, okay.
So. Lux, do you have any exhaustion levels, or that was before we got to the Warforged Colossus? I think you had exhaustion, but it was cured by the coatl.
Yeah, it got cured. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody is able to traverse the stairs and the descent fairly easily. The only exceptions being Ewan and Vegnog. You guys are so weary that it's difficult to do the necessary maneuvering and using your motor skills to get your feet into the proper places. So each of you give me a Constitution check.
So Trebek can fly. I don't know that he can hover, but to the extent he can, he would help. It won't help Blade, of course. Blade's fucked no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how Ewan does.
On save, you said?
Yeah. Oh no, not save. Check. Okay.
Well, it's a
So
disadvantage.
But
yes, it is.
but Trebek was gonna help.
So
Yeah.
Ewan, it's a struggle for you, but you're able to make it down. But midway through Blade, you lose your grip and you begin to fall. Now, Trebek, being Johnny on the spot, uses his reaction to be able to catch you. So he's able to help glide you down after doing that.
Trebek.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trebek. I one foot and I put the one foot in front of the other, but I forgot to move my back foot forward.
So yeah, I keep forgetting Trebek has wings now.
Yeah, no, by the way, so does Pantone. So I could help out with that too. Can't really carry anyone, but
Okay. So yeah, Pantone's able to fly down easily enough. Yeah, and Lux, you can find a piece of the Zorn that's big enough to use as a weapon, similar to the Taint Stone, if
Okay.
you so choose.
Yes, I so choose.
So yeah, so you guys make it down, and after a bit of a trek, you're able to make it back to the vehicle as well as its popolotl. Doesn't seem to really react in response to you approaching. But even without reacting and with it somewhat facing away from you, as you do get closer, you can hear him speak, and his gravelly, terrifying voice says, "You have taken a long time. I nearly left for your flame keep." And then he rises, and then he looks. "You have been attacked."
Yes.
To the other guys.
There were creatures inside the mechanism that were conducting experiments trying to make soul coins and possibly other things. We brought back some of the written materials they had. We were hoping to figure out what it is they were up to other than making soul coins. They did have this, and I'll hold up the bone staff over my head, which is obviously an unsettling artifact. It is possible that they may be able to use this in Flamekeep to attract fiends. I don't know if you would know anything about this staff.
The Waddle focuses on the staff and then shakes his head. "I am not familiar with it."
Well, we didn't want to leave it there, so for now we brought it here. Perhaps by the time you've dropped us off, we'll determine whether or not it's worth you taking it to Flamekeep or not, assuming you're willing to. It's unpleasant to be in contact with it.
No, I will not soil my flesh by touching such a thing.
Fair enough. It's up to you.
Are we ready to leave?
Yes, I believe so.
I imagine the branded one's like, all right, it's up to you. And he just like drops it on the floor, on the ground.
No, I would take it into the vehicle. I mean, it could still be powerful enough to make it worth the corruption. Although technically the branded one has had enough of body horror. So, we'll figure out what it does, but it'll have to be pretty good to suffer Mike's body horror on purpose.
Guys, there are other things other than body horror that I may implement. But no, it's probably body horror.
Right.
Is there?
Yeah, and there are other things that you can implement alongside body horror.
Accompanying motifs.
So you guys get onto your vehicle, and Pantone, or not Pantone, Melodia, so that you can see what the vehicle looks like. Let's change the map.
Yeah, whoever has a map, I would remind them to mark where that Colossus is parked so we can find it again.
It's already marked on the map. It was noted by Haruman. So, this is, oh,
Solomon's corpse just forever stuck on this map.
let's get everybody else's characters on here. So, this is somewhat what the vehicle looks like. So this is the top of the vehicle, and there are several weapons mounted upon the vehicle. Additionally, the front has a pair of vicious metal jaws, and the back has a wrecking ball attachment to it. Inside, while it is somewhat cramped, it is also a very effective use of the space, as you notice that there are a number of places for seating that also transform into cots, so that there's space for 6 people to comfortably sleep in the space of these 3 areas.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
as well as the engine here and a trunk, or like a cabinet that contains the fiend coin, and then also the container with the Coatl's blood.
And what's the fiend coin?
It's like an even bigger version of a soul coin
Okay,
that we need to get a crown.
okay.
Yeah. So once you all step into the vehicle, you feel the sudden change in weight and momentum as the quaddle lifts the vehicle off of the ground and begins carrying it through the sky. After a couple of hours of flying, you finally see within view a mountain. And as the mountain gets closer, what you thought was a snow-covered peak, because of the difference in coloring, you find is actually an unsettling, sickly yellow color, like that of pus, and you realize that this is the scab, and it is very much what it is, an accurate description, as it looks to be a massive mountain of scab placed upon the land with weeping, oozing wounds pocked all across the landscape of this mountain. And the quaddle puts the vehicle down at the base of the mountain and then steps off, waiting for your group to emerge from the vehicle.
How long were we in the car?
Few hours. Not enough for a long rest.
I don't get out.
Okay.
So I would have spent a couple hours, we were flying there, reading the control book for the Colossus. Putting that down, I would look to see what other people are doing. Is anybody going in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's the. I know it's hazardous outside. What's the rules outside?
So the vehicle is climate controlled.
Yeah.
So it is able to remain a comfortable temperature, but outside the heat is abrasive. So you will, if you're exposed to the elements long enough for an hour or more, then you start making checks to potentially take on levels of exhaustion due
Okay.
to the heat. And you have an increased need to drink water.
Is there any windows in the vehicle?
Only in
front.
the front.
Okay.
And then there is a viewing post as well, where somebody can use like a telescope type mechanism to see more detail in the area around the vehicle.
Okay.
Since this thing is essentially a tank.
Yeah.
In its construction.
Looking through the window, I mean, it seems safe enough outside for me to, I mean, in quotations, to go out, right?
Yeah, there's no creatures
okay.
in the area.
Okay, yeah, I'll step out.
Because I thought it would be funny if nobody wanted to go out if we just drove off.
See ya.
But since Melodia is going out, I guess I'll go out too.
At least breathe in some fresh air.
Probably
Yeah,
fresh scabby air.
So in the best of circumstances, the air is full of smoke, and it's like breathing in a fresh campfire. But here in particular, in this area, there is a much more intense odor of rot that just suffuses the entire place, and you can feel there is a greater humidity to the air as the vapors of pus flow and sublimate throughout the air.
And I mean, legitimately, I don't know why are we here?
There's a ritual to perform
Ah,
to
okay.
obtain a magical crown.
Okay. Yeah, I step outside.
Ewan's
I'll
passed out.
stick my head outside and then say lovely and walk out onto the squishy pussy ground.
Actually, I do think I have a picture.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Oh, I have not uploaded it yet. So let's see. Let me find it on my computer. So this is an aerial view.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
So these are the massive streams of pus and the
Ah.
lakes of pus. You guys are probably about here.
Is that like a volcano?
And this is it rises like a mountain, but you can't see the top from here. So it may have some kind of like caldera or something within the center at its highest point. But from what you can tell, you just see the streams of ooze dripping viscously down the mountainside.
So he brought us to a massive whitehead. Got it. Okay. Do we know where we need to do this ritual so we can get the hell out of here?
Probably the center.
I don't want to go there though.
Well,
Looking around, is there any, I mean, besides any other form of life, whether plants or animals or anything around, or is it just all barren?
No, the entire landscape is just it's like 6 inches of snow, but instead of snow, it's ash.
Okay.
So there's, and additionally, so the sky is generally red in hue, with the land being more black and charred.
Okay.
Occasionally in the distance, you can see, twisted vegetation or other structures that might rise. But there's also a number of suns that are in the sky. Each of them is hovering above the horizon, just on that edge of like dusk or dawn, and the suns are perpetually in those spots. They don't
Okay.
move. And so that's another aspect of this land that makes it difficult to inhabit, is there is no day or night cycle. Everything is just a burning day. So yeah.
And how tall is this quote unquote mountain ish? If I can guesstimate.
It is perhaps a couple of miles tall.
Okay.
It's very tall.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna go back into the car for right now. Regroup. Now that we at least have a little bit of lay of the land and try to figure out a game plan.
Well, before you go in, it's Papalotl says, "This is where we part. I shall keep my promise and travel to Flamekeep and support the efforts to save that city and the barrier you spoke of.
Sure, your
Well,
help will be greatly appreciated. Safe journey. Meanwhile, I'm not even actually looking at it. I'm trying to figure out how hard it's going to be to drive this vehicle up that mountain.
Yeah. There's, I mean, you might be able to get it somewhat up, but it's not really drivable terrain for the most.
Before you leave, not to impose too much, was there anywhere that you saw as we flew up where we might conceal the vehicle or provide us with some cover? Many of us are very heavily injured, which is why only the two of us actually came out here to greet you and to see you off. So they could use some time to recover, if only a night.
The land in this area is quite flat. Something to do with the scab. There is not much in the area that I could see. But perhaps there is a cave or some other structure around the edge of this pock upon the land.
Well, thank you for your assistance.
It is said that this abomination that is grown was meant to contain some structure, something so antithetical to this place that it could not be allowed to remain without some kind of protection. The very land rejected the structure, and this is what grew around it.
Now, would that be because this place was too evil for Fernia or too good?
I do not know. It has been here before I came to Fernia, and I have been here a very long time.
Well, I know which one I'm expecting with our luck. Thank you for your help. Hopefully we will meet again once we've recovered Jailadoron.
And without a word, its Papalotl flies off in the direction of Flamekeep.
Okay, so we need to find a cave, hopefully.
keep a lookout.
Yeah, I
No.
will watch him fly off, and then when he's just like a dot in the sky, I will say, "Nuts," and then I will go back into the vehicle.
Now, and this might be a dumb question. Maybe I've just because I haven't. Couldn't we just sleep in the car out here?
We could be attacked.
Okay, so there are creatures roaming. It's just they're not here right now. Okay.
Right. We don't see them right now, but
Okay,
Yeah, there's no fucking way we're not
Okay.
attacked.
got it.
It's been nothing but headache out in the open world.
All right.
Had a goddamn storm chasing us. Like,
Okay, noted.
Speaking of which, let's see what the weather is like.
and, I can't see it. I'm passed out inside the car.
Pitter patter, acid rain.
Yeah, I would go back in and get in the driver's seat and start driving around looking for a cave or something.
So, as you begin driving around, clouds begin to form. Not thick or dark clouds like the pyroclastic cloud that you guys had encountered before, but still, these ones are kind of a more greenish hue, and after the clouds thickening, there is a downpour of sickly green fluid, and each drop creates a hiss and burns just a small bit of metal or ash or whatever it is that it touches.
Fun.
I could use a spotter.
Uh,
My eyesight is not the best.
Yeah, I can do that. I have I'm actually probably pretty good at that.
We got a periscope.
Yep. I don't have to stand on the hood of the car just
Right.
pointing.
We have a periscope until the acid rain dissolves it.
Right.
So even though the rain seems to be like having some, like it is causing pock marks and stuff, but it's very surface level. It's not really doing any actual damage to the vehicle.
Fucking up the varnish.
Well, wasn't much in the way of varnish to begin with. I'm not sure you want varnish on a car in the first place, but
We just had this
Um,
thing waxed.
but why don't we call it there? And then I will send you, Kurt, a message with what you learned from the manual. And then I'll also send a message to the group in terms of what Trebek might learn from the various books that you guys found.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.